One soul to go, please, with extra chocolate. So many have already said so much, including me, about the soul. It brings to mind this Greek game that children play, where they put their palms against each other and sing, "Where is the ring? Search, search, you will not find it. You will not find the ring you are searching for. Replace the word ring with soul, and you'll see my point." So concluding the soul issue, and have at least my readers understand my scripts, since everyone uses the term soul according to his will, let's say a few more things. At some point at the beginning of creation, there was only one power, one energy, and nothing else. And then something happened, and this overwhelming power woke up, and a second potentiality appeared from that power, confronting itself through condensation of its own elements. What happened when those two elements faced each other? The third state of creation was made that shared elements from both previous states, and that was forced at the same time to act like a link. That was the time that the second creation took place, that of the world. The cosmos, the universes, the parallel worlds, or whatever you imagine, are the products of these three states of that one and only principle. And the names that prevailed for these states of existence are universal spirit, universal matter, and the intermediate state, universal soul. Once again, the interpretation of the word state is a different way that one or more principles are or appear to be. Thus, we have the new principles, the spirit, the matter, and the soul, which, as an amalgam, are the only raw materials of creation. You will not find anywhere spirit, matter, or soul alone. They are not separated. They have a common origin and are different expressions of the same first principle. So what are we talking about when we refer to the soul of our deceased brothers or the spirit in general? Where do all these fit into the reality that literally chokes us with its daily routine? There must be something more which we have to discover. Life borrows from these principles from the level of creation that we perceive. Small pieces, adopting them for as long as it exists in this particular form. Therefore, what we call life has its individual spirit, its individual matter, and of course, its individual soul. When this group stops hanging out, they all get back to their principles. There's no more to say on the subject of my original thought. These are all theories anyway that you either accept or reject and adopt a better one, like everything is steam that eventually evaporates, according to Thrasybulus, or that the dead walk among us, and when they get bored of looking at us, turn to Netflix. For me, the answer lies somewhere in the middle. When a person dies, everything needs its time to be attributed to its origin. The body needs about 3 years to dissolve. If we burn it, it vanishes on the spot. No one knows precisely how much time the spirit needs. I imagine it will also need some time. It attributes the qualities it had developed as a mind to the overall set, and with side steps, it departs to a better place. The soul, and I am talking about the individual soul, will logically be somewhere as well until its partners separate for good. This soul is what death accompanies to the lower or upper world. Choose whatever you want. This soul, which is full of our feelings and more, must be cleansed before reused, not as a personal unit, but as a drop returning to the universal soul's ocean. If the cleansing for some reason is not done correctly, for example, that particular day the cleaner runs out of soap, there is a possibility that someone else will say after his birth, "Hey guys, I have these old memories." However, these emotional memories are not his own. They are memories that have remained as stains in the world's soul. I don't want to bore you further, but there is one more thing to add. If the creation was made for fun, then everything ends here. But if there is something more that gives meaning to it, it must be searched for an extra attribute that somehow comes and sits on this form of life. And if this can be done, that means that the new formation we are talking about has evolved into something that can accept it. This formation is the form of human, which should reasonably be scattered throughout creation. And what comes and inhabits in it is the so-called divine spark. This is what makes us humans. This gives us a purpose. This is what must be found and eventually identified in our being. This is what we must ultimately serve. This is our ego, and not a selfish function of intellect. So for dessert, choose a soul to go. Enjoy it quietly at home in the evening, but be careful not to overeat before that. There are many flavors, the most popular being cream and chocolate. Now, if you have an appetite for something more substantial, I'm afraid that the store that serves sparkling flavors is closed to the public for the time being. You should have placed your order earlier. Although that fracking store has the most bizarre opening hours, it stays open only for specific moments for each one of us. On the press, everyone can identify his temporary existence, his ego, with whatever form he wants, but don't ask at the last moment of your life to change your vehicle. You had your chance, and you blew it. It doesn't require effort just the right way.